Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 4 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got some big news out of Greenville, particularly the police department, as Kristen Hunter, Greenville Public Information Officer, has received a promotion. She's now the Chief of Staff, which is a newly created position. A news release says Hunter will advise, direct, and consult both civilian and sworn supervisors on departmental operations. In Hunter's previous role as the department spokeswoman, she led high-profile crisis communications, managed media relations, oversaw social media, and implemented ways to strengthen transparency, trust, and community engagement. Chief Richard Tyndall said, quote, "Kristen has been the voice of Greenville Police Department for more than a decade. Her leadership, professionalism, and unwavering commitment to serving our community have set the standard for excellence. We are proud to see her step into this new role where her strategic insight and dedication will continue to move our department forward." End quote. Congratulations to Kristen. In other news, we turn to Raleigh, where a operation is being rolled out, specifically Operation Crash Reduction. Lasting through October 12th, the operation looks to decrease the number of car crashes caused by speeding, distracted driving, and other unsafe behaviors. During the North Carolina Department of Transportation campaign, increased patrolling, radar operations, and speed display signs will be implemented. Now, Mark Ezell, the director of North Carolina Governor's Highway Safety Program, said, quote, "Year after year, this campaign works to stop dangerous driving behaviors before they turn deadly. This week, law enforcement agencies across North Carolina are once again raising awareness and increasing enforcement to remind drivers that safe choices behind the wheel can help save lives." End quote. Now, the DOT says October has historically involved more deadly crashes compared to other months, with 156 North Carolinians losing their lives in crashes last October. And now we need to turn our attention to your weather forecast. We've got what's going to be a busy weekend one way or another. It's one where we're going to be tracking a coastal low. Has yet to form. It's going to be forming off of a cold front that will be bringing us rain showers coming in on Wednesday, but the low that's going to form won't impact us until the weekend, which, for those of you paying attention, we'll send you right to New Bern right now. Up in the right-hand corner of your screen, you're seeing it. It is going to be Mumfest this coming weekend. So, again, a lot of attention needs to be paid to this weekend forecast. 81 degrees in New Bern right now along the Neuse River. Comes with an easterly breeze at 11 miles an hour. Dew point sitting in the mid-60s, making that 81 feel a little bit warmer. Feels more like 82 degrees. With lower dew points in Washington, though, you're not seeing that same sort of heat index. Right now, 83-degree air temperature. Feels like 83 degrees. South-southeasterly wind blowing in at 10 miles an hour, but overall beautiful skies over the Pamlico River and Washington and Beaufort County. Here's a look at your air temperatures across the board. Most of us in the low to mid 60s, low to mid 80s. Dew points right now, low to mid 60s, but there are certainly some that are still in the mid to upper 70s. Now today, we maintained for most of the day more of an easterly breeze at a 6 to 12 mile per hour pace. We're going to start to see those winds turn more southeasterly through the rest of today and into tomorrow. By the time we get into Wednesday, we are looking more at a south to southwesterly wind ahead of the cold front that will knock that humidity down a bit. But the higher our humidity gets, the heavier the rain will be as that frontal boundary rolls in. It's going to be essentially a combination of both those systems off to our west. They're going to kind of marry together before they reach the mountains, and then once they cross over the mountains, they're going to do so at a fairly slow pace. That is good news for us, as that will help limit any sort of severe weather exposure we could have had if this had been a faster moving system. There is still time for this system to pick up speed. Right now, everything is trending towards a slower passage, which means a little bit more rain, a little bit longer duration of just rain showers, but we kind of really chop in half that opportunity for severe storms to get going. So it's kind of a give and take relationship there with your forecast. But as far as what we've got For the weekend, that's when things get a little bit troubling. But before we get into that, I do want to highlight what we are tracking in the tropics. There's this system, not going to pay a lot of attention to it because, again, chances of it becoming anything serious for us, very low. 10% chance of tropical formation over the next 48 hours, 10% chance over the next 7 days. Now, let's get to the system that is a little, well, hopefully isn't, but right now is looking more impactful down the line. It's that red X you're seeing there at the bottom of your screen, that cluster of thunderstorms starting to swirl, indicating an increasing chance of tropical development over the next 48 hours. The National Hurricane Center giving it a 70% chance of tropical development, potentially gaining the name of Jerry as a tropical depression, possibly even a tropical storm. But the overall path of this system kind of follows Umberto's line. That is one that, again, did lead to a lot of ocean overwash, erosion, and even some homes being lost on the Outer Banks, and that could be another situation that we're going to be faced with, probably not this weekend, but certainly will become more of a possibility as we head into next week, depending on whether or not that system does form. Now, the area of low pressure that we are really keeping an eye on hasn't even formed yet. It's attached to the cold front that right now is sitting further back towards the west. But as that cold front moves over us Wednesday into Thursday, that front will sink southward towards Cape Fear. It will move off Cape Fear by about 10 to 20 miles or so, install there. That happens really late Thursday night into Friday. Through the day on Friday, an area of low pressure will form along that front, and then it will potentially send rain showers and some strong winds across eastern North Carolina on Saturday and Sunday as that low moves northward. So if you have any weekend plans, if you're planning on going to Mumfest, keep your eye on that forecast. We may have some changes down the line. It's one that we're keeping a close eye on it, but right now model trends are kind of pointing towards a windier and stormier day for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, than, of course, what I'm sure many of us would really hope for. But that's all we have time for today's 4 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. We will be back with more news and weather coming up tomorrow, starting at 7:15 a.m. with Gigi and I do believe Russell. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. We will see you back here starting tomorrow at 7:15.